And welcome back to the Big Movie Mouth Off. We're here at Movie Cinema Pub, our kind hosts, reviewing more movies. I'm Jeff Weiss with MSN Entertainment.
And I'm Jimmy Martin with Slug Magazine. You can find Big Movie Mouth Off on Xfinity Channel 6, also on their on-demand system, Utah On Demand, Salt Lake Alternative, right there. There's a lot of reviews there. We've seen a lot of movies, and we've been mouthing off over a lot of them.
I know, it's weird, isn't it?
So check them out.
Yeah. Speaking of movies, there's a big one opening this week.
Uh-oh.
It's called Skyfall. It's the latest James Bond film. Now celebrating its 50th anniversary, by the way.
Aw, he's old.
Bond movie franchise. This time, they've drafted Sam Mendes from Road to Perdition and American Beauty fame, who is telling a story about 007, still Daniel Craig, confronted with possibly his worst moral dilemma as a 007. There's someone who's committing terrorist acts.
Cyber terrorist acts.
Cyber terrorist acts.
We're in the future now.
Most of them directed at Bond's boss, M. Judi Dench.
Judi Dench. Madam Judi Dench.
Yes. Interesting little story. With a lot of gray complexities to it. And as we learn, spoiler alert, you've seen this from the trailer, the bad guy is Javier Bardem from No Country for Old Men, who, as it turns out, you also get this from the trailer, also a former 00.
Oh!
So there are interesting ties between this character and Bond, and wow, I will go so far as to say this is the most Sean Connery Bond film we've had since Sean Connery.
Country, England. Gun, shot. Agent, provocateur. Murder, employment. Skyfall. Skyfall. Done.
I would agree. I would actually say that walking out of this theater, and I still feel it right now, maybe I need to go look at this stuff, I think it's the best Bond film of all time. It was phenomenal in every sense of action, character-driven, I almost say the blend of like that, the humor in it.
Right.
Like there's slight jokes, but they don't take it. I mean, like I want to give you like one line, and it's when he's talking to Q.
Right.
And he gives him a little package.
Yes, there's a new Q.
There's a new Q, and that's what I love. There's a little banter because the kid's like 19, and they give each other crap. And he's like, I can do more intelligence work on my computer in my pajamas in the morning than you can do in the field in 6 months. And then he gives him a little package, and it's a gun and like a tracker. And he goes, I guess, what, Christmas? I guess it's not Christmas right now. And he goes, what would you expect an exploding pen? Which I think is genius, because this franchise has gone through so much just goofiness. And I love it, don't get me wrong. I love the exploding pens. But we've kind of gotten into this new era of a more tough, bold, raw kind of Bond.
More rooted in reality.
Yeah, and that's what I love about it.
But yet, unlike Quantum of Solace and Casino Royale, this one does a better job of paying respect to the other films that have come before it.
It recognizes the 50 years.
Yes. So on one hand, it's sort of old-fashioned, and yet it's sort of a newfangled reinvention.
And there are many winks to the back.
Yes, there are.
And when I'm not ruining anything.
Yeah, not going to spoil any of those. By the way, there are other good actors popping up in other roles, including Ralph Fiennes, Naomi Harris, who's another agent.
Yes.
And in a brief supporting role, Albert Finney.
Yes. And for me, and you said this a little bit earlier, I mean, this is, at least of the Daniel Craigs and maybe of pretty much any of the other ones, character-driven wise, where I won't want to spoil too much, but he begins to question whether he wants to be a 00 anymore.
Right.
Do you enjoy your freedom if the opportunity arises? And it's interesting to watch him question that one. It's really good. Like he brings a lot to it.
Right.
It's a character that can be very surface, but you can dig deep and see what this guy really has to go through when he's killing 50 people a day.
And see, I think this bears a lot of resemblances to other works by the one screenwriter who's new here. That's John Logan of Gladiator, who has, throughout his career, taken characters like this, who should be blunt instruments, and adding character shapes.
Yeah. And I think... And
he also makes very interesting villains.
Oh, yeah. And the other thing is that, along with the character-driven, these are some of the coolest action sequences I've seen in a Bond film in a long time. Like, over the top. And this is like summer blockbuster kind of stuff you're getting here. And it's just done so smoothly, just really just creative. But just watching Daniel Craig be the smoothest badass you've seen in a long time. The dude fixes his cuff when he jumps into a broken train. Are you kidding me? And I heard that it was improv, so good on you.
Yep.
I give it to the director as well because Mendes.
This is by far his most impressive work as a director.
Well, just the cinematography and the shot. I mean, this is a dark film, and I say that literally,
right, and figuratively.
Yeah, figuratively, it's like there's scenes where it's almost pitch black,
right?
But it's just this amount of light that just comes across the face. I mean. I'll say the opening shot is a silhouette, total darkness. You just see him in the distance, and he comes up, and just a beam of light goes across his eyes, and the music score kicks up, and you're like, "Oh, I'm in, 100% I'm in."
By the way, thank you for bringing up music. Best Bond song, or best Bond movie song we've had in a long time.
Yeah.
Kudos to Adele for that.
It was fantastic. Even opening sequence.
Yet another thing that makes this feel old-fashioned. I think new and old Bond fans will like this. I do have slight complaint about the pacing, especially in about the final quarter of the film. A sequence that goes on too long for its own good.
Yeah.
As much as I love Albert Finney. Feels a little protracted and without enough of a transition to get us there, but very solid in terms of action. I think this is going to be a huge hit.
I hope so.
3.5 stars.
Yeah, I mean, I'm actually going right above you to the perfect score because, I mean, for me to walk out thinking I have not seen a Bond film that grabbed me in that hard, I'm giving it 4 stars, and I don't want Daniel Craig to go away, and I want Sam Mendes to make another one.
Well, if rumors can be believed.
I hope so. It was just the perfect combination. You could see that everything just fell right into place. And I think it's kudos to every person that was involved with it. From writing to directing to acting and everything in between. I loved it. Absolutely loved it. So
best, most thinky action movie in a long, long time.
I love watching him follow the breadcrumbs. You know what I mean? Like it's a mystery in itself, and he's like, oh, this, and it just takes you to there, to there, to there. And Javier Bardem, we haven't said much about him. He was great.
Do we really need
you don't have to. I mean, if you want to see how good of a villain he is, watch this and No Country for Old Men, and you got it right there. But he's fantastic in it. So I'll take them all.
4 stars for him, 3.5 stars for me. Have something good to go see, so do it.
Do it.
And hopefully we will have just as good of films in upcoming weeks for us to review. Look forward to it.
Peace.